everybody. Welcome back to this next episode of The Pursuit. Today, we're talking about the pursuit of culture in the workplace. As always, I'm Mike Lucas, the CEO of True Shares, and with me is Kevin Thornton, the head of sales at AE Wealth Management. And we're going to be rotating a few guests in today because we are at the AE Wealth Symposium.
Heck yeah, baby.
Which is an event here in Washington, D.C. for the top advisors in the AE Wealth Management system. But without further ado, let's get to it, bud.
Yeah. We got Joe Cortucci on with us today.
How's it
Joe,
going,
welcome to
guys?
the show, man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for
Glad to be
walking
here.
by.
I know.
This worked out
Locked
really well.
in.
This is what we do. It's best candy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kevin and I run out of things to say after about 40 seconds.
Okay.
So you're
I'm
necessary.
great at filling those types of gaps. That's what I've done my whole life.
Hey, dude. Perfect.
I got to fill the silence when it's there.
Yeah. So, Joe, culture in your particular complex.
Yeah.
How important is culture to what your firm does and what you're trying to do?
I think it's everything. We spend a lot of time at our firm kind of coming up with core values and making sure that they kind of reflected what everybody thought. I think you have to have something that you stand for. You also have to have an environment where people feel like they are seen and heard and taken care of. I think you definitely want shared success. So if your teammates and members see the firm growing and they don't feel like they're participating in that growth, you're probably going to have some flight risks.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important. I think it can be overlooked. For me, this is my 26th year in the business. Most of those 26 years, I've had a team that has worked with me, and I would rather take care of those people and make less money and have them feel like, they're a part of something that's significant. And that actually, I feel like, has led to a more successful firm. It's like opposite of what you might think. It's like caused us to become more financially successful because the people that are there and around us buy in to an ownership mentality and help see that the firm grows just as much as I would as the actual owner. And so I think that's been my experience with culture. And I've also seen within our own firm and outside of our firm what bad culture can do and how rotten it can be and how toxic it can be and how it can ruin something that is moving in a great direction. And so I've seen both sides of it. So I would think it's one of the most important things that you have to address as you're building out a financial advisory firm.
So are there things that you do to make sure that your staff and people are all bought into the culture? Are there things that you do specifically, like group meetings, like events, things like that together? Like, how do you make sure that they're...
So that's a good question. I think much more now focused on intentionally building opportunities to work with each other and be around each other. In the past, when the firm was smaller, it was a lot easier. You did a lot of it by feel.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm walking by and I notice someone's body language is a little off. Hey, gotta spend some time with them.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling your way through it, looking for opportunities to connect as a human being.
Yeah.
Because I do think that's what both clients and advisors and staff are really hungry for.
That's
They
my
wanna be
next,
connected.
that's my next question. Do your
Yeah.
clients notice when that culture is working well?
I think so, especially like how operations, which I think is a very overlooked part of what we do, interacts with the client and the experience that the client has with the operations when they're opening up a new account or changing their beneficiary or setting up their ACH so they can get regular monthly withdrawals or regular monthly investments. And they interact with the team and the team makes them feel important and special. That won't happen if the culture is bad.
Right.
If somebody's just doing a job, they're not going to check and see, hey, how's your kids doing? Or, I remember you were going on a vacation to Europe. How was that trip? Those little touches that come from the staff that I think won't happen if the culture isn't good. And yes, the client wants to feel connected to the firm. That will lead to a cultural connection between the client and the firm as well. So all of that, I think, is it is harder to do intentional. And I found as we got bigger, we do things like potlucks with our staff.
Oh, cool.
Client events where we'll have people come in and pick up a pie or, during the holidays or client appreciation events. Being more intentional about those does become, you don't want it to feel like manufactured.
Right.
And because clients will feel that, and so will the staff if it does. But on the staff level, we're doing our first company trip. We're taking everybody to Costa Rica in November and
Oh, that's
spending some
awesome.
time out there. Probably
You
making some
hiring?
bad
Yeah, I was
decisions.
gonna say, yeah. Are you hiring? Do you need more people?
Yeah, yeah. No, it should be a good event, time for us to celebrate. We do a big Christmas party every year, which is my favorite, like literally my favorite time of the year, to just sit back and think about how hard we all worked. Say thank you to everybody who put in portions of their life to making our firm more successful and the client experience better. That's me. I really get emotional at that time of the year because
Hey,
like we laid it all on the line for 11 and a half months. It's time to just start,
enjoy what you've
yeah,
done.
enjoy, celebrate, and acknowledge the hard work everybody's done. And that, I think all those things help with culture. But again, we get it wrong too. I mean, there's times where you get really busy and you forget to check in, and you have challenges that you allow to become distractions, and you just kind of recenter yourself when you get a chance.
So tougher question. So you've built this great culture. It sounds like you have, right? And
I like it. It could be better.
well, you could always improve.
Yeah.
You've got everybody for the most part rowing in the same direction.
Yeah.
You've got that one person with their oar out of the water or sort of doesn't get the message. How do you deal with that? Is that a
God, that's a good
training
question.
moment, or is that a hey, this isn't going to work out, mom?
It's a good question. And it again challenges as you get bigger. When you're smaller, maybe you can spend more time developing and training and talking through things. I do find that as you're larger, the threat to the culture, if somebody is toxic, you have to kind of assess whether or not it's fixable or not. If
Yeah.
it's a personality trait or somebody has a character flaw like dishonesty or they intentionally stir up trouble, you don't want that person ruining the entire the entirety of what you've built, and it can happen really quickly. And so that you have to kind of deal with right away. So you do have to make some assessments about what kind of a shortcoming that person might have, and whether it is a true threat to the culture and how important it is to protect that, or whether it can be trained away or talked about. I mean, for the most part, you want to work with somebody, right? You hired
Yeah.
them. You went through a process where you assessed their capabilities.
You
and
felt
they-
a connection
Yeah.
that they might be a good fit. Yeah.
So I think you want to make an attempt there, but also if it's bad enough, you got to be able to say, but you bust up my culture and it's the end for you. I mean, and that's a difficult decision, as things that you didn't have to do when you were smaller.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah. It's a real choice, and,
Yep.
and that's sometimes you have to prioritize the culture and make hard decisions.
absolutely,
Joe, thank you
Heck
for
yeah.
joining
a
us.
pleasure. Thanks for
Nice
grabbing me on the way
work.
by.
Thanks,
Insight.
brother.
Yeah. Thank
Yes.
you.
Point.
So let's talk about your team at AE Wealth.
Yeah.
How much do you position culture, and how much is it? I mean, I know AE as an entity, as an organization, prioritizes culture.
Oh yeah, they're preaching it nonstop.
Yeah, and it shows. So how about your team?
Yeah. So it kind of is set from the top down. The culture. We really pride ourselves in making sure that we're cheering on our teammates, making sure that we're uh giving them the props that they deserve when they deserve it, and making sure their work doesn't go unnoticed, because I think that's one of the things, like, you have rock stars that feel like they may be unnoticed because they're just so good at their jobs. Well, you got to take time to intentionally, you know, recognize them, make sure that people know that they're doing a great job. And so it's just something that reverberates from the top down. I mean, Dave and Cody, our owners, do a great job of making sure that we're recognizing people for what they're doing and the achievements and values and things they're bringing to the firm as a whole.
Right.
And so I think that's been really cool to see. And it's like it's not just an interdepartmental thing. It's a whole, you know, deal for the entire company to make sure we're all living that culture, breathing it, doing the right thing. We live by the 4 core principles. And the biggest one is always do the right thing. And so we're making sure that we abide by that and try to be our best selves every day.
So let's draw the parallels here. Joe just explained how the culture in his firm impacts his clients,
Yep.
right, and the firm's clients. And I would argue that advisors like Joe are your client.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
So that culture permeates all the way through the ranks and is important to everybody. I mean, I think it's the same concept. Does Joe feel the culture from your team, emanating from your team, like his clients do from his team?
He should, because we we preach that, you know, always doing the right thing, obviously, but like we eat, sleep, breathe that. And that's what we try to do. We practice what we preach. We're always trying to go above and beyond for our clients. We're always trying, which is like a joke, you know, and his team. And we're making sure that it's not only Joe and his team that are happy, but we also have the end clients of Joe and his team, because we're helping solve the problems and making sure that we're, you know, making sure that those things get across the finish line, what have you, to make sure that they're able to process, you know, their paperwork, get it done on time, start to open their IRAs, like whatever it may be. We're there to do a job and facilitate a service, and that's what we do across the board.
And it shows.
Yeah.
I can speak to experience on that one. I want to bring Pon into this.
Pon's
So,
back, guys.
A lot of people,
He missed our last couple
thought
shows.
Pon was just AI. Because he comes in and out of some of our episodes and suddenly appears again. So here he is, Pon. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Anytime. All good.
So let's talk about the culture you're building at Veda. And then
Yeah.
we're going to cross-check it by bringing in your newest intern
Okay.
and asking him if it's
He's-
true.
He's eating. No, that's a great question. I think like,
Well, at least you're letting him eat. That's good.
yeah,
It's a good start to the culture, feeding your people.
I would say culture is one of the hardest things to build. And honestly, like we're still trying to build it. We look to AE Wealth and AE as a standard. I think like very simple, like, after COVID, everyone was working from home, and like David and Cody were like at the forefront getting people in the office. Like I'm slowly trying to get my team in the office. That's probably number one. It's like just that face-to-face
That's a great
communication.
point.
Yep.
As like I found out it's easier to not do things when you're at home or online versus like face-to-face. So really trying to get that face-to-face communication and in the office, and also just having those tough conversations, right? Sometimes you just have to have a tough conversation. And again, it's easier face to face. I think you got to start young. We got Max as the intern, right? He's a
He's right behind me.
Yeah, he's like a blank
Max, when
slate.
you finish that,
Yeah.
when you finish that, come on over here.
Yeah, and like I think Kevin might have mentioned, like really want to try to set the example. I'm trying my best to set the example. Like I'm going in the office every day, before I was working at home. So I think those are the criteria, but I have to admit it's very hard. And Kevin and AE Wealth have kind of gotten that secret sauce, and we're trying to get there.
Mhm.
Well, and I think
So-
that's a huge thing that you just said. It's all about being in the same place. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it's hard enough to build a culture when you have everybody in the office, but it's definitely harder when you have people scattered about and not in the office at all. Like, I think that's a massive point, and COVID kind of deteriorated the office culture, I think.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that it's coming back.
Yeah, that's a topic we glossed over, but that's still a tug of war, right? And I want to hear Max's opinion. And maybe we'll bring in Laura. one of
Yeah,
our-
we should.
Our Gen Z
Yeah.
Yeah.
employees.
Yeah.
Because
Um,
I think like I feel really bad, like the kids that were graduating during COVID. It's almost like a lost generation almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
things they missed out on, the interaction and the face-to-face skills that maybe they did or didn't develop. I don't
Yep.
know. But it's funny, we had, the one of the harder conversations we had was after, the tumult of COVID. We actually did put in a policy for office presence. And for a lot of folks, they're just sort of thought that work from home flexibility is going to go on forever. And there's probably a middle ground, for a lot of different
Yeah.
firms, depends on how you function. But certainly let's get some.
Max, you
Max,
ready?
you ready? Come on, right over here, Max.
Come here, Max. Gonna put him on the spot.
Max is an intern at Veda with Pon, and we're going to put him on the spot right now. This is
Make sure you're
this is a
talking about that.
this is a big test, Max.
All right, I'm ready for it.
All right, tell us about your background, Max. Tell us how you found Veda as well.
Yeah, so I found on through an advisor, right? Sent my resume around, and Han was the only one that hit me back up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, why do you think that is?
You know,
Just a tough.
it's a tough
ask.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're at I'm gonna get it right,
Okay.
I hope. Colorado School of Mines.
Exactly.
Okay.
Did you say School of Mines?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Big engineering school.
Oh my
Well, not
God.
big, but reputable.
Yeah.
That's pretty. So you're intelligent then.
You know, I like to think that.
You go to a school
Yeah.
School of Mines. Like holy
Yeah.
crap, that's
But I was surprised the job market, because like you're a computer science major, right?
Mhm.
I thought you'd be getting a lot of offers and stuff.
It's flooded with students that were promised six-figure salary out of college, and then they don't have any passion, right? So
Okay.
it's just super oversaturated, in my opinion.
The kids have already graduated, you're saying?
Yeah, or
Okay.
graduating now.
Okay.
Look, this is a really good segue into what we're actually talking about next, which is the concept of culture in the workplace and what that means. And we kind of have a handle on what it means to the success of a business as a whole.
Mhm.
But for someone like you, and I think this is right, are you Gen Z?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where it cuts off.
What was it?
Yeah.
What's Gen Z mean? What year you're born? Or
Yeah,
okay.
like
like your
Yeah,
generation.
yeah.
okay.
I think the one after that is Gen Alpha.
Okay.
Mhm.
It flips over. It's like hurricanes. Once they run out of letters, they start over.
Okay.
And so, as a Gen Zer, no, honestly, it's,
Oh, yeah,
it,
I hear you.
it sounds funny coming out of my mouth too, but the,
Because you're a baby boomer, right?
wow,
Oh, Kevin had to get that in there.
wow.
Right?
Look,
This might be
he
Kevin's
wrote that
last.
on the
This might be
plane.
Kevin's last
He wrote that on
podcast.
he literally wrote it on the plane. He's been waiting to use it.
Let's
How
hit
many
him.
times have you used it this week with other people?
Just once.
Okay.
Just you.
I'm a
boomer.
Gen X. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you look for? I mean, A is probably a paycheck. And then B, what?
I mean, honestly, I'm young.
Hey, we
enough
already
right
fed
now,
you.
it's
So
not-
A and B are check. We fed you, and he's giving you a paycheck. So what comes after that? Like, what do you look for in a job environment?
I mean, I can say from my own personal experience, from being with Beta, being remote, it's night and day to being in the office. Just from a connectedness, like feeling like you're a part of it, not just an outside source, like pitching in every once in a while, like you're actually involved. So that's a big thing, is being involved, having conversations, I think is a big portion of it. Like I explained it before, but between Pon and Paresh, Pon is like teaching me everything and Paresh is giving me work, but it's a balance of learning and then applying what you learn, I think has been really crucial for me.
So this is your first time at an event like this, I would imagine. Okay. At least on this side.
He's getting a very diverse.
anything,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
getting a very diverse internship.
I've had great
Well, he's on a
experiences.
podcast now.
I know. Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna be famous. There's like 28 followers or something like that.
I signed up 2 today.
Heck yeah.
I had to give him a gift, but that's a whole different story. So, in terms of what you're experiencing here, is it what you thought it would be?
It is. I came in thinking it was going to be kind of like a touch and go, like you'd briefly have a conversation, and I didn't know that we would have so many clothes to pick. But, I haven't sat in fully for the talks here yet. I would hope to eventually. But yeah, I'd say it's about what I expected. Maybe a little more chaotic.
All right.
It's controlled chaos.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. So, last question for you, Max. Then we may or may not let you go.
Okay.
In terms of advice for other Gen Zers or people in your position, right? That may be looking for internships or their first job, whatever it may be. How did the process you went through? What worked? Was it just persistence and luck? Was it a sort of a rifle shot focus on what you were looking for?
I'd say for computer science specifically, and I really stand by this, it really pays to specialize. So being broad computer science is it's so brutal. It's so brutal.
Well,
But
that's surprising to hear. Right?
if you can find a niche and you really, learn, it's like an application of computer science. That's where I see.
But is it because
people-
AI? Because before computer science majors were like a hot.
I mean,
a hot
right.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
AI, it's lack of passion, oversaturation. It's all these things. But I think specializing in something that you're truly passionate about will, just launch you forward.
Yeah.
Very good.
I should try that.
Yeah. You need to find something you're passionate about. What am I passionate about? Damn, the intern sitting here giving me life
I
advice.
know.
And like,
That's why I like Max.
Well,
Yeah.
look, sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
get the fresh perspective.
Yeah.
I think it works. What do you think Jeff Feldman's doing over there?
Yeah. He's working.
Jeff,
Jeff, you want to trade seats with Max? For
fighting squirrels.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Max.
Thanks, Max.
So Jeff's been on the podcast before,
Welcome back.
Thank you. Sitting with
probably
the A team here.
infamously remembered for abusing woodpeckers.
Not abusing. Taking care of.
Have you
Yeah.
cured the woodpecker problem at your house?
So far so good. I would
Okay.
say.
Heck yeah.
So first question for you, Jeff, because I know this for a fact. Jeff is an in-office guy. You are there 5 days a week. You are there all day, and you love it.
I think it's great to
Yeah.
I like getting out of the house.
Well,
I was about to ask why.
yeah. But aside from that, I know another thing about your approach to the day, Jeff. You believe that it's always better to speak to someone live than emails and voicemails or DMs or whatever it may be, right? When did you decide that was part of your belief system?
You know what? I think I'm like generically a pretty good judge of character, even though I am sitting next to
Yeah, I
him.
was like, you're right next to me, bro.
But I want to look him right in the eye.
Yeah.
You know. No, really, I think it is better to look at someone in the eye, and it just you make not only a better rapport with somebody, but it's just I would say it's just more of like a friendship thing.
Yeah.
It is the
More
relationship
efficient way.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
Like having a relationship with someone, also like a business relationship with someone on email is very different than sitting next to Kevin's, sitting next to mom, and it's a totally different relationship.
Yeah.
Now, I remember two phrases that you always use. One is pick up the phone and say hi, and the other is anything's possible. Right?
It's true. Yes.
So it seems to work for you on a daily basis.
On top of that, I think when you're talking to someone in person, you can just more ideas will just appear out of nowhere just from speaking with someone than if you sent in an email and it's just very like back and forth. 1 + 1 = 2, as opposed to just, oh, hey, I have an idea, and it can just work.
Yeah.
From communicating.
Starts communication, being in the office, being present, right?
Yeah.
Speaking.
Yeah, they can't even hear you. So everything you just said, no one heard.
I thought it was great. I thought it was great stuff.
Yeah.
So now
Kevin is awesome. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all
Yeah,
anyone
Kevin-
needed to really
Yeah, in
hear.
case you guys didn't hear that.
Kevin's awesome. All right. So examples of the importance of culture all over the place in this discussion. We're surrounded by advisors that, generally speaking, that I interact with also value culture within their business.
Jeff, you want to be on a podcast?
Oh, it's already broken.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna take Laura. We're gonna make her turn really red,
Yes.
and we're gonna swap you up with Laura.
Laura.
Come on,
Laura, come speak.
Yeah.
Speak.
like
to
you're
the camera
taking
with
Jeff's.
culture.
Just stay on the caffeine. Hi,
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Laura
Thank you.
Gunlock,
Good to be here.
marketing extraordinaire at
If you say
TrueShares,
so, yes.
and also the brains behind the podcast
Mm-hmm.
and getting all this equipment to work, which I
Yep.
can never seem to do. But another great example. So we had Max. Max is an intern. Max is still in school. You are a year out of school,
Yes, officially.
officially a year out of school.
Mhm.
And you have been with us for almost a year, just within a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So how different was it than what you expected?
Well, definitely went into the role a little bit cocky. You go from being the top of the food chain in college, senior, and then you get here and everyone's like, "You're 22." Everything I say is like,
Is that Gen Z?
surprising to people. Yeah.
Okay,
You go from feeling very old to very young, very fast. But it's all very learning experience. There's a learning curve, but everything has been stressful, but in a good way.
Yeah.
I guess. and you still have homework.
No, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
fun.
starts all over again.
Yeah.
So when you are leaving school, right, moving into the work world,
Mhm.
moving into a new place, a new city, like all of these changes, how important is the culture of the job you're going to
Very,
as a support system for a lot of those new experiences and decisions?
very, very important. I would say actually part of the reason that I chose True Shares was because of the culture. Um, fosters a learning environment. People are understanding if you mess up. You get second and third chances, especially because it's such a small company.
Yeah.
You kind of
Have
like
you needed
are going to
second and
mess up.
third chances? Maybe second on occasion, never
Oh,
a
no.
third, never a third.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because the
Yeah.
equipment doesn't ever work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not her fault.
No, it's not at all. But yeah, I mean, the small company is great because you have to wear a lot of hats.
Mhm.
So I get a lot of experiences. I always say I'm like a sponge. I just try to soak everything up and listen to everything. Probably know more than I should. in
Yeah.
certain situations, but yeah.
Well, and congrats on your 65.
Heck
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Laura, what do we call that exam now? Is that the
IAR.
IAR?
Yeah.
You actually can't. That's not a
Investment
real.
advisor representative.
You can't say that.
It's
Oh, you can't.
It's in the test.
You can't say.
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
What can
wow.
you not say?
You have to say registered investment advisor.
Okay.
You can't say RIA. You can't like, say
Oh,
you're
you can't
an
use the
RIA.
act.
So
Yeah.
you're an investment advisor representative.
Well, registered investment advisor.
Yeah, you can go either way, but you have to say it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb.
I know
didn't
that
know
book
that.
really well. I had to read it like 3 times.
Well, congrats on that.
Thank you.
And congrats on your first real raise that you just got today.
So we going shopping then?
Yeah,
Heck yeah. let's-
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think there's a Ferragamo store right across the street.
Don't
so-
tempt me. Oh no.
She was leaning more towards Starbucks, but what else can you add for someone that was in your shoes a year ago
Yeah.
that might be looking for their first gig or trying to understand why we ask people to be in the office? Or...
Yeah. Being in the office is incredibly important.
We gotta guess.
All right, but
Oh,
Laura's
okay.
mid-sentence.
Okay, yeah. Being
2
in the
seconds.
office is very important. Because you learn from the people that you work with.
Yeah.
And if you're virtual, you don't see them, you don't have those conversations, you don't get to know people's personalities.
Right.
You just see the products that they make.
So I'm curious. So what's next? You got the 65. What's next?
Don't say that.
Hey,
That's
always be
Steph, she
growing.
just said take it slow.
Always be growing. Always be growing.
well, I mean, Series 7 would probably be next, I guess.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I have thought about it a little.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Well, we
Thanks
love
for
the
having me
ambition.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Welcome
jumping
to the
on,
show.
Laura.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Laura's a rock star. We wanted to give her some airtime. Now we're back to the advisors.
Boy.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
So we are discussing what culture means to our respective businesses today, right from the AE umbrella that we're all either involved with or adjacent to, True Shares, Veda, Kevin's team at AE Wealth Management, in terms of building a business and how it works internally, but also how it affects your clients. What kind of a factor is culture in that equation?
Finally, culture is where it all starts.
Yeah.
You have to look at how you treat people, and the way that you show up attracts a certain person to your firm. So, you spend a lot of time, building your brand,
Mhm.
putting your face out there. Not that it's a great face, but it's my face. That's all I got. So, been in the market for a long time. Been on TV now for 4 years. The crazy part with that is no matter where you go, somebody recognizes.
Right.
So it's weird.
Yeah.
And I'm really more of an introvert by nature. I mean, I do what I have to do for business, but
Yeah.
being out and about and people literally stopping me in airports and restaurants and all over. And I think that they see what we're like. They see how we treat people, to your point of the culture. And I think the culture is what separates us in a lot of cases.
Yeah, but I
Other
agree.
advisors. We had somebody come in recently, and the other person they met with said, all right, so let's just start with, we don't do any kind of tax planning. We don't do any kind of financial planning. We do investments. And the client, the prospect said, that's why we came here.
Yeah.
Because we do all those other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 5 pillars that we all talk about that the CFP board, promotes. And people need that.
Right.
Yeah.
And they want it desperately because other investment folks, and we need the investment people to build up the books so then we can take them over.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And show them what to do with it next and then how to properly transition that to
Yeah.
their families. And
Yeah.
again, it goes to culture. We prefer working with people that are family oriented. Occasionally we run into somebody that you can just get the vibe that they're not really into family. They're more investment minded. And we just politely say, we're probably not a good fit.
Right.
Because we want people that are like minded to our client base so that when we do have clients getting together, the cool part every time, new clients coming on board, coming to an event for the first time, they always say is, we met the nicest people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell you what I used to say, and Denise, my marketing director, kind of admonished me, she goes, you really have to quit. But I would tell people, look, we don't work with jerks. And now I say, we only work with nice people. So I
like to say we
I
don't
had
work
to
with
clean it
people.
up
I
a
get
little bit
that.
for
Much
Denise.
better.
So-
Yeah.
but culture is so important. I think that's where it starts.
Yeah.
And, I was raised, my dad was a factory worker. Mom was stay-at-home mom. I'm number 5 out of 6 kids.
Holy smokes.
We grew up in a poor family,
Yeah.
but family was important.
Yep.
And so having that family mindset is really important to me personally because of that. And we just hire nice people. We can teach people what we need them to know, but you can't teach somebody to be nice. It's either in them or it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's the culture that we try to keep alive in our firm.
Yeah, it's a great point. You cannot teach nice. I know that. I'm from Boston originally, and
Rhode Island. So yeah.
oh, you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we've had this conversation before. You can't teach nice, but I truly believe that for 2 things. One, for your employees to be happy, for your business to succeed, they have to want to be involved in that job, want to be involved in the strategic goals and planning of the firm, want to come to work every day. And for clients, in a vacuum, if everything else is equal, I still believe, and I'll believe that till the day I die, the relationship matters. They want to work with people they like.
They like. Absolutely. We tell people, it's like dating. You got to get to know somebody because you hope that we're going to be together. And I said, this is kind of like a marriage. We're together until one of us dies.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we look at it.
Yeah.
We want them to be their last advisor. And that's it. Instead of advisor shopping, which some people do. So it's important to just make people feel special because they are. Everybody's special for a reason, right?
Are there key
And-
things you do to make them feel special, like your clientele?
I don't think we do anything super differently. I mean, we serve coffee and tea and fresh baked cookies for every meeting. I think a lot of advisors,
Yeah.
but I just think it's when they first walk in the door, how are they treated?
Right.
And if you back up before then, they hear me on the radio, and on radio for 20 years, and they're like, you make things simple,
Yeah.
easy, you seem approachable, and that's important. That's their first impression. And then the TV, we had a case of a couple $1 million. See, I've heard you on the radio for like 3 years. I finally saw you on TV, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I should go see this guy.
Yeah.
And so this kind of came a client. So it's just perception, how you are, is how you're received in the marketplace that is bringing people in.
Yeah.
We're getting higher and higher value clients coming in a regular basis. We've got 1 million+ clients coming in.
That's amazing.
Fabulous.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Have you, and this is a question for the whole group, have you ever run into someone that thinks their perception is one way, but their perception is completely different? Like when I meet a lot of folks that do a lot of marketing work and maybe don't have the client retention or the close rate that certain others do, and you look at it and you wonder if they realize maybe they're coming off as unapproachable, or maybe their first impression on the cultural level is maybe not as effective as it could be. I mean,
Maybe it's the other way around.
maybe it's the other way
Yeah.
around.
whoever the marketing people are making them look a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not who they are at the core.
Okay,
This is
fair.
the people
Yeah,
come
really
in,
good point.
They
Yeah.
go, that doesn't seem like the guy that
Right.
was on
Yeah.
the TV or the radio.
Yep.
So I had a gentleman come in a couple of years ago. He said, I'm not sure if your radio show is your book's your radio show, or that's the TV. He said, because it's all the same. I'm like, well, I wrote the book, so
Yeah.
it should be the same.
Yeah. It's
right?
me.
It's
Yeah.
me. And because nobody ever likes hearing their own voice, but I keep hearing all the time. People can listen to me all day long
Yeah.
because of my voice.
Yeah.
Very calming.
You do have a soothing voice. I will.
And that's kind of what I hear all the time, which is kind of cool. I don't think I felt this way, but maybe I did over time.
Yeah.
I know, I guess early on in the radio, I was speaking a little too quickly. So I purposely kind of slowed down.
Mhm.
And I think that's why.
Yeah.
And then I hear other advisors on the radio, and it's like a three-ring circus going on. And it's kind of interesting. That's feedback I get from people that come into me.
Right.
Oh, I heard so-and-so, and that's what it sounded like to me, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. You bring up a valid point that consistency is key too, right? Be yourself. Be who you
Be
are.
yourself.
Otherwise, eventually the truth surfaces, right?
Yeah.
It finds you.
Yeah, it does
Yeah,
find you.
Be yourself. Weird thing just popped into my dad used to always say, if you're going to be a liar, you got to have a really good memory. But think about somebody who's putting a face out there, if you will, that's not really down.
Right.
Well, how do they maintain it?
Yeah.
Through long periods of time.
Yeah.
You're going to be exposed.
Right.
So be who you are. Be you. And people will either like you for being you or they won't. Either way it works. Because we just want people that are compatible with us.
Yeah.
As we've always said in sales, right? The second best answer is no. At least get it out of the way.
Get out the way.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Well, Jeff, thanks for joining
Yeah.
us.
Thank
Oh,
you very
fantastic.
much.
Thanks for the
Fantastic.
invitation.
Of course. So Kevin went for a bathroom break and never came back, and we can't wait for him because sometimes he's a sought after fella. But Jeremy, thanks for sitting with us.
You bet.
We've got Jeremy Lyons, who is a retirement planner with Merkle Retirement Planning Group
Yes, sir.
out of Iowa,
Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines, Iowa. Good state. Any tornadoes or anything going on up there?
Yeah, definitely. It's springtime in Iowa, so
Right.
there's quite a few.
I didn't know tornadoes had a season. Is it spring?
Yeah, all spring and summer
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. So
Okay.
we've been down to the basement probably 3 or 4 times already this year.
All right. Time out from the topic. What does that feel like? Is there like an alarm that you get a warning and then you go down to the basement?
There's the sirens that go off in town, and you head down to the basement, check your phone, see if it's a real risk or
Really?
not.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had one tornado that hit just 5 miles north of us
It's
3 weeks ago.
It's terrifying.
A little bit. I guess you get used to it.
Really?
Yeah.
People ask me the same thing about earthquakes. And I say it's over before you know what happened. So we don't get any warnings. You just say, oh, and then it's over. But
yeah, earthquake
tornadoes
would be different because there is no warnings there. But with
Yeah.
a tornado, they've got
They've-
great meteorologists,
Yeah.
and sirens go off, and you head to the basement.
So if you're forgive my terminology, if you're in the path of the tornado, do you still go to the basement or you just get out of the path of the tornado?
Definitely just go to the basement.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a safe spot. You don't
Yeah.
want to get in the car and try to run away.
Oh, funny.
Uh,
All right.
But yeah, throughout the course of the year, I bet we'll head to the basement 8 or 10 times on average.
Mm.
So you're in the relative vicinity of a tornado that's coming your way. We live next to Saylorville Lake in Iowa, which is just to the west of us.
Okay.
And I don't know the facts around this, but it seems like a lot of strong storms and tornadoes, they come, and once they hit that lake, they dissipate. So we're kind of protected
So
being on the east
water-
side of
wa-
the water.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm no meteorologist, but
Yeah.
that's been my experience
Interesting.
living there.
Okay. Did anyone tell you the false information I got from a Uber driver in Lawrence, Kansas once?
No.
Very recently. So I'm an idiot. And a lot of people realize this. But I'm in Lawrence, Kansas. I'm in an Uber, and I don't know why we got into this topic. The Uber driver says, "Well, you know that no houses in Lawrence have basements." I said, "Well, that seems weird because I understand that the basement is where you go during a tornado." He said, "Yeah, they don't get tornadoes in Lawrence." And I
Okay.
thought, well, that's even stranger because it seems like a very, finite area to not have tornadoes when the rest of the state does. He swore by it. And then I went and told my friends from Lawrence when I met with them for dinner, and they had a pretty good laugh over that because they had no idea what this guy was trying to sell me. Anyway, so I'm really poorly educated on tornadoes. Okay, topic at hand, culture in the workplace.
Mhm.
And I know Merkle Retirement Group has a very successful practice.
We do.
And to my understanding, very strong client retention.
Very strong.
And I have to guess that culture, how it's perceived by, the leadership of the firm right on down the ranks, and always, on to the end user is a big factor in not only retaining clients, but retaining employees, retaining teammates, and building that, that apparatus. Thoughts?
Without question, in every area of the business, we take culture very seriously and we look at it very intentionally.
Mhm.
Uh, One thing that I find interesting is the clients can tell and they speak that out loud.
Mm.
So they can see the culture. They can see that the employees, the people that work at Merkle love their job. And that comes through in all of the events that they do. It comes through when they show up to a visit at our office,
Mhm.
and they will actually speak that out loud. We can tell that people like being here and love their job.
Yeah. And so, as a member of Merkle Retirement Group, can you speak to that? What does it mean to you, and how do you build that culture, and how long does it take?
How long does it take? I'm not sure I can speak to that as much. It's not something that's built overnight.
Right.
I think would be the comment there.
Yeah.
That's something that happens over years, and it's something you can't fake. It has to be real, for sure. But from leadership all the way down, it's something that we're very intentional about. We have a team bonding committee, which I'm actually a member of. We meet every month and we think of ways to build the culture. Each quarter, we do a team event together, whether we go play golf together, doing an escape room, something like that. Just go out for, I think duck pin bowling was the last thing we did. I didn't know what that
What is
was, but
duck
you're
pin
talking to the champion of duck pin bowling from a couple months ago. So that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're doing, what is that where you go to a room and you just destroy stuff?
Oh, a rage room?
Yeah.
Rage something?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do
Gen
that.
Z, rage room. Is that it? Yeah. Rage room. You're doing that next.
Yeah, I think that's next on the list.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So we think of fun things to do. We have now, I believe, 35 members of our team. So once every quarter, we get together and we're just really intentional about going out and having a good time where we can talk about life outside of just things happening.
Yeah. Oh, that helps a lot, right? I mean, it's kind of, and we've had, there's a sort of a follow-up question on that. We've spoken to quite a few advisors over the last few days. One of the things that's been popping up is whether or not you have a work from home policy, or people come to the office, or something in between. And does that matter? Does it matter to the culture of the firm and how you run it?
We've taken a fairly strong stance that in office is the way to build team culture. Even during COVID, we did come into the office. We certainly had all the policies in place to make sure people were safe. Obviously, if you're sick, you can stay home.
Sure.
But having the team there, we think is really important.
Mm.
So it's a lot more than just accomplishing the work that needs to be done. You have to have that team camaraderie. And if you're sitting at home, it's obviously more difficult.
Yep.
So definitely in office is the stance that we've had, and it's worked out really well for us.
That, that seems to be the consensus from everyone we've talked to. It's funny. I was on the plane last night on the way out here, and I've got a buddy that's in tech, right? Totally different business, obviously. And he said, "Hey, are you traveling, this week?" I said, "Yeah, I'm on the plane right now at DC." And he said, "It's important to see the people. Safe trip." So
Yep.
every business, and that got a little sidetracked with the pandemic and all that, but every business seems to be rediscovering the idea that those interpersonal relationships and the ability to actually be in the same room together does carry a lot of weight and is a very productive way to go about business.
Yeah, a really good test, I think, for any business is it's one thing, are you getting together and getting along during business hours?
Mhm.
But what Lauren, specifically Lauren Merkel, has built at our firm is true friendship and relationships
Yeah.
that are being built. So we're hanging out outside of business hours,
Good.
whether it's team volleyball or going out for drinks or just doing things outside of work because we've become friends.
Yeah. And that's great. I think the biggest motivation to show up to work every day is working with people that you enjoy to work with, people that you like.
Yeah, there's so much laughter happening in our office. We got to keep that in check just a little bit, but it truly is fun. Like I no doubt look forward to Mondays, which I know not a lot of people can say, but I love coming to work. I love the people I work with, and it's just really important to create that culture.
That's fantastic. Well, Jeremy, hey, thanks for stopping in,
Thanks, Mike.
and really appreciate the input. And I'm sure we'll be chatting a lot over the course of the week.
Sounds great. This was fun.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us on The Pursuit. Check out our other episodes on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the show or leave us a review. Or more importantly, share it with someone else in pursuit of something bigger. And please let us know in the comments, what are you in pursuit of?